In this tutorial video, we're going to cover setting up capture page 0017. First, it's a good idea for us to set it as our primary capture page. So let's go to capture pages here under account settings, and we're going to scroll down until we see 0017 and click make primary page. There are a couple things that need to be done to make sure that this capture page works. First is setting up the personal information. As you're aware, this is the brain of the entire system. This is what controls the buttons, the colors, the redirects, the links, all of this. And so it's important that we come here first and we make sure we have the right information in place. Now, capture page 0017 has more variables than any other page we've done to date. And this is going to be more and more common. You may feel intimidated, but I hope that you'll see how easy this is and how much flexibility it offers you to literally use one capture page but give it many different faces. And so let's go ahead and get started here. Here we have 0017 capture page headline. Okay, attention job seekers, college students, and here's our page. And so we see that this is the headline. So you can go in there and you can change that text and it will automatically change here on the outside. The other thing that we're going to be adding to the majority of our capture pages is the Google Translate tool. This gives you the opportunity to have people from pretty much anywhere on the globe come, and not only will they be able to select the language here, but it also prompts the browser and the user to choose to translate the page even without selecting this, if they're coming in from an IP address from another country besides the United States. Going down our list, we have our YouTube video ID, which you're aware of if you've used the system for a period of time, that controls this. Now we have a video here.
The U.S. unemployment rate jumped in April, the highest.
That is one of the generic videos that we have put in our resource section for you. Let me go ahead and jump over there. To go to the resources, we're going to go back to the dashboard, and then down here in the bottom right you'll see resources. Click on that and then scroll down until you see page design. Now this is all new and you'll want to become very familiar with this if you're looking to utilize the real power of these pages. Now technically you don't have to do really any of this to use the page, but I think if you're like me or like a lot of others, you'll fall in love with it. Now what I want to do first is show you the videos for capture pages. We'll open this up in a separate window, and what you see, there's 12 different generic business opportunity videos. You can watch them on YouTube by clicking here, and if you like that one, you just choose this code in red and then you'll copy it and you'll put it into this section right here, YouTube video ID. Okay, now next we have the background image. This is something new that we implemented so that you can take one page, duplicate it over and over, and still end up with many different looking capture pages. So what you need to do here is enter a 5-digit identifier for the background that you want. Remember that you always have these question marks that are going to give you some level of instruction for this field. So the background image, we find that also in this new page design section under background images. We're going to open that in a new tab, and what you'll see here is multiple backgrounds. We have solid colors, we have cars, we have landscapes, we have beaches, we have abstract designs, and I currently have people working on more and more of these. We'll be offering pictures of houses, pictures that would be relevant for realtors, insurance agents, car sales. If you have a small business, if you have a bowling alley or a small restaurant, whatever it is that you need, if you need a photo, then we're happy to get that photo and put it on the system for you. So let me show you another thing here. We have what's called background image websites. I'm going to open that up, and here you'll see just a long list of websites that offer high resolution images, and you can find what you like, then copy the link of where that photo is, create a help ticket at our help desk, and we'll get that put in place for you. And that's the same with many of the other things. If there's colors or something that we don't have, we'd be happy to get that together for you. For example, if there's a color here that is missing that you want. So, okay, let's go back to our settings. So we have our image here, and that's the 00719. That's what's controlling this beach image with the couple. But let's go ahead and just take another image. Let's say we want to utilize this orange car. So we'll take 00115. We'll copy that. We'll come over here. We'll put it here and paste it so we get 00115. We'll save our changes, and then we'll refresh our capture page, and instantly we get a new background. Very easy, and we plan on having hundreds of images for you to choose from. So next, let's go back to our settings, our page settings, and then we have, after the background image, the box color, and that of course is this white box. So say we want to maybe play on the orange on this car here. Well, what we'll do is we'll choose orange and say we want a little more transparency. We go down to 70 and we'll click Save Changes. We'll go to our capture page and we'll refresh it. And now we have an orange field, or an orange box that kind of matches the car better. Then of course we'd want to work on changing this so the contrast is greater. But essentially, so let me also show you where you find those transparency colors. That's also in the resource section. Now if your head is spinning, and it's possible it is, maybe hit pause, get up, go get a glass of water, and come back. And maybe just even pause the video here and come back to it later, or play with some things and kind of gain your ground. I know this can be a little overwhelming, but if you take it step by step, you'll understand it. Going back to the transparent colors, we see transparent colors. We're going to open that in a new tab. And what we've done is, you see black, red, all the colors of the rainbow, brown, and then back into white. And what you'll see is black, which is just solid. Actually, black 100 is also solid. And then you see black 90, black 80, black 70. Now these are not shades of gray. They're actually a percentage of transparency. So what will happen is, if you put these on there, you'll be able to see the background more. If you go to say a red 10, we used an orange 70, but if we went to an orange 40, save that. Go to our capture page, and you see here where it's actually pretty transparent, but if we refresh it with an orange 40, now you see that, I mean, it's almost non-existent. So you have the ability to choose transparency levels of that color. Okay, let's go back to our page settings, and as we work down our list, this is the button 00302 is the button we're using, which is this one here, register free. But we've also, under page design, loaded up a number of buttons, and we're going to continue to add more. And again, we also invite you to send us buttons that you want loaded into the system, or if you need one of these button backgrounds with certain text on it, let us know and we can make that available as well. There probably will be a small fee for some of these small edits, but it'll be very nominal. Okay, so now let's say we want to just encourage a person to get started today. So we're going to take 00401. So we have 00302. We'll make that 401. We will save our changes, refresh our page, and now we see get started today instead of free offer. Okay, so it's really simple. I mean, these things just, I mean, you see how fast it is. If you look, you know what you want, you put it in, and boom, you get it. And so you're literally changing almost every element of the page. Okay, go back to our page settings and go down again. Now what we have here is the actual width, and that's the orange translucent box. I'm going to suggest that you don't edit that unless you are familiar with HTML or CSS, because you'll get into some other glitches, especially with the width of the video and the width of the scrolling marquee. So I do suggest leave that in place. But this is the call to action, the CTA, call to action, that you put above the form. Simply enter your name, email, and phone. Now if you want to take out the phone, you'll have to edit that in the source code, which I'll show you. But of course, if you remove the phone, you want to remove phone from the text as well. So you can edit that here. Then we have the subheadline, which is this text directly underneath the scrolling marquee. And then you also have the color of the font under there. So let's go ahead and just say we go to a white, which I happen to know is 6Fs. And we go back and we see now this is 222, 222. I've changed it to FFF, FFF, and we get the white text here, which is, you know, more legible as they scroll up, although there are some contrast issues coming up. But this is just a demonstration of what you have at your fingertips. You can also control the width of the capture form, but again, I would just leave that as it is. But now you can also change the background color of the form. So let's go with a solid orange, or a 90%, which is, you know, pretty non-transparent. And we're going to go ahead and refresh, and there's our orange form there. We're using the 90, we still get a little transparency through, but not a lot. So it still brings out a good contrast if you're going to use white text here. Okay, now let's go back. And then we also have, now you see we transition from CP to LP. LP simply is the landing page for 0017, and then there's a number of variables here that you can control as well. Let's go ahead and go to the landing page. you see here that we actually have a static bar at the top, and this will populate with your name and your phone number from the additional field section right here, full name and phone number. That will populate there. And then this is going to go to your Facebook page, your Twitter account, and your YouTube channel if you want it to. And the way to control those values is at the very bottom of 0017 here. Now the reason why we actually have different Facebook links for different pages is some marketers may have 4, 5, 6 different Facebook pages, or 20, 30, 40, 50 of them that they use with different opportunities, different products, services. And so we want to make sure we always offer the ability for you to stay flexible and get the maximum benefit of your traffic. And of course we know social network is very powerful, so if someone comes onto a page they're not interested, they still might want to check out your Facebook. And if you have a good Facebook page, you could have them subscribe, have them like some things, and get benefit from their visit to your page. Again, we have a headline that you can control. We have our Google Translator. There's no YouTube video code in here, so that's why we have that. You see that we do have a different background here on the page, which is editable on the settings. And so you can have the pages independent. You can use the same image, you can use 2 different images. You see here, this is also the subheader like we had previously. And then on this page we actually have 2 buttons. One button is considered the link to bring the visitor now to your company site or your product page, your money page essentially, where you're hoping for the final conversion. Or you might go to another pre-sale page. And then the other thing is to get a free account, and this is to actually get an account with Lead Capture Page Boss. But if you go to your page and you hover over, down in the left hand bottom corner there, you'll see that it has a username attached to it. So we are tracking the referrals that come to your page. And so if they do get a basic account or a upgrade, you will be credited as their sponsor and then receive commissions as well. And then we have our powered by. This also is tracking your link, and then we have some pages. And now let's look at a couple other things that do need to be set up with a new capture page. We've edited all this. You see that you can change the 2 buttons to any image you want that we have there in the library, the button library. And then you also control the redirect, or the place, the website that you want to send the visitor to when they click on your button. Next we have, or the next thing you want to cover, is the autoresponders. A lot of times when a new page is put into the system, the existing subscribers do not have that page or the autoresponders loaded in automatically. So you want to go to the autoresponders, which is down under System Tools, and you'll find 0017. Down here in the available messages, you'll click on the load button and go ahead and load it in, and then it will show up in your active autoresponder series. Now if you want to tie the people, the new visitors, to an existing autoresponder series, if you're trying to keep everybody funneled into one series, you can simply click on Edit Capture Page, go to the basic settings, and choose the contact group right here that you want to apply them to. Now I might also mention while we're here on this edit version is that before you make edits, you should click the Make a Backup button, and that will give you a backup of the page, so that as you make your edits, if you make mistakes, you can go ahead and go back to a previous backup. And you can keep backing up as often as you want, so that you do have something to go to, or maybe your computer, your internet service is a little bit unreliable, and so you can always make a backup there and not lose your work. The other thing you can do is duplicate this page, and that's how you get multiple pages. So you could have 0017 version 1, 0017 version 2, 0017 version 3, and you'll see those when you go to capture pages. Over here on the right, it'll say my capture pages, and these are the ones where you've actually duplicated them out, and you see where it says V294, V295. Okay, now let's go back to editing this page, and again here the redirect URL, this one under the edit is the link or page that the visitor goes to when they fill out your capture page form. So you could actually have a visitor bypass a landing page and go directly to your money page, whether it's a product, service, or opportunity. Of course, you're familiar with turning on the live chat and the inviter if you've been using the system. And then you can also edit the page directly here if you don't want to use a variable and you want to just put text in there. If you want to delete out the phone number, you can do that here. Please don't delete the powered by or any of this legal jargon. Now, if you make mistakes when you're editing and you have come to a point that you're frustrated and you're not sure what you're doing, you can always click on Reload Original Page, and that's going to clear out all the edits that you made and bring you back to the first step, the base one. Okay. If you have HTML, CSS knowledge and or you're working with a web designer, you can always access the source code and make edits there as well. If you wanted to change the scrolling marquee values, if you wanted that to scroll faster, you wanted less people to show up, you know, whatever the case might be, you do have the ability to do that as well. And then we also have the pro settings, and those of you who are experienced, you can also put information in the header of the page. So if you needed to attach a style sheet, or you just wanted some other meta tags in there, you can put it here. Okay. And then of course we have these other, the exit pop-up, password protect the page, delayed action, and an API. Most of you are not going to be using a number of these things. Okay, so we've covered a lot of territory in this video, and you may need to watch it 2-3 times. You may need to pause it more often and just work through the exercises as you go along. Whatever the case is, go ahead and become familiar with it. These are very powerful pages, can do a lot for your business. If you have any questions, go to leadcapturepageboshelp.com and create a ticket, and we'll take care of it there.